everyone, I've got a couple of things for you today. I've got a lipstick from Clinique, one of the new Milani palettes for spring, and a L'Oreal contouring kit. First of all, Milani has out these new eyeshadow palettes, and they're really kind of interesting. At the store where I picked this up, CVS, they had 4 different colors or 4 different color groupings. This one is called Bare Necessities. They're called the Everyday Eyes Eyeshadow Collection. So they're eyeshadow compacts, or they're eyeshadow palettes, and this is what they look like. There's a mix of shimmers, satins, and mattes in them. This one over here is meant to be a liner. This one over here is meant to be a brightener for your inner corner. This is supposed to be a base and highlight, and then these are your 3 lid and crease and corner colors. It comes with a double-ended brush. I kind of like this gold background they put. That's, you know, in most palettes it's black or something boring like this, but Milani is kind of, you know, it's known for its gold packaging, so I kind of like the gold packaging. So these colors I found to be quite a bit nicer than I kind of thought they would be. They're soft and they're real easy to blend. They kind of blend together really well. I did have a problem with one of them, I'll tell you about that, but first I'll swatch them all for you. So on the back it has a sort of a schematic on how to use them with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on it. Tells you exactly how to put them on. I kind of followed this today with a little exception I'll tell you about. Here are the colors. The first 3 colors right here, you've got a deep gold and a sort of a mocha pink brown, and then a really pretty highlight color. I really like this highlight color up here. So this is the next eyeshadow color. This is the sort of, they call it a special color, which is just going to be like a brightener for your inner corner, and then this is the liner that it comes with, the powder liner. So what I did today was I used the one that they're calling a highlight all the way up to my brow bone, sort of as a base color. And then for my crease, I used this matte, sort of pinky mocha brown right here. That's a really good crease color. Lid color, I tapped on the bright, intense gold here. And then they wanted you to do this one as sort of your outer corner and bring it up into the crease. It just doesn't have the pigment for that. It just doesn't have the deepness of tone and the darkness. I'll show you on my hand. This is it right here. It just was not deepening up enough to do sort of a darker outer corner like I like to do. So I used the liner one, which has a lot more pigment and is a lot deeper color. It is a flat matte chocolate brown. I liked how that turned out. It really deepened up the corner and did a lot better. I also lined under my eyes with a pencil brush and this liner here. And then this one I put just on my inner corner here, like they said, as sort of a brightening. Not a bad palette. You probably already have colors like this in your lineup though. Not a bad palette, but surprisingly workable and pigmented and soft for a drugstore inexpensive palette. But this is not a bad palette. Kind of surprisingly, I think it was $9.99, which is really low. And then I had, even on top of that, $5 extra care bucks off. So I love CVS. So not really a bad palette for a drugstore palette. I don't really think though, you know, I was kind of hoping that it would be that super soft, velvety, silky smooth formula that their little individual eyeshadows are. It's really not that. It's kind of a little bit less silky than that. Okay, here's something I did not really love. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour Palette. I bought this one in light, number 813 light. And I just kind of bought this one on a whim because I am getting low on my Kat Von D contour, the Shade and Light contour, the one color that I use over and over and over again. I'm hitting pan on that one. I'm trying to find a less expensive alternative to that. And I thought that this contour color in here looked pretty close to it. A nice gray taupe, sort of very neutral, deep color. And so I picked this up, and I just don't really like it. So it comes with this brush, and this is a very strange brush. I couldn't really figure out a good way to use this. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it a curved little brush that you can do this with, and it's going to curve against your cheekbone, but that is a really sharp curve. I mean, unless you have killer cheekbones, it's not going to lay very well there. So I used just my regular contour brush, and I used this contour today. I have that on, and it just is not very pigmented. I kept heaping it on and heaping it on and heaping it on, and then I finally got a little bit of depth out of it. I used it all up here, and I really had to heap this color on to get anything to show up. And I'm, you know me, I'm as white as a ghost, so it should have showed up on me, but it's just not very pigmented. It's not a deep enough color that you can just do one swipe like the Kat Von D and some other things that I have. I have a Smashbox contour that is just one swipe and you're good for both cheeks actually. So just not much color, not much, see? Yeah, it's just not really very intense. So I tried to use the highlight, and the highlight is very gold. So I would use it as an actual highlight and not as a sort of a brightening. When you want to brighten your areas and your contouring, I would use it as an actual highlight, like a shine, because it comes out quite gold on the skin. There's just one little swipe of it. It comes out quite yellow. So what I did was I tried to use it as sort of a contour, just a brightening under here. And that was okay, but then when I try to use it on my forehead, I usually try to brighten contour right here. And when I did that, it's just really yellow and kind of really yellowy gold up there. I toned it down quite a bit with a brush, but when I put it up there, it looked a little odd. So I would use that more as a actual true highlight. I went ahead and put a true highlight on top today, my It Cosmetics Hello Light, which I love. But so I'm not crazy about this palette, and it was not cheap. I believe it was $11.99 at Target. That's a lot for not much pigmentation. Okay, Clinique has a matte, long-last, soft matte lipstick. They have a line of matte lipsticks out now, and I've got one that's called Matte Crimson. Have that on right now, and it is definitely a matte. So no shine really there. If there is a teeny bit of shine I can see, it's because I did put a little balm on before I put this on. And that is because it's quite drying. Love Clinique, love, love, love Clinique. But when I've worn this particular shade before, it has come out quite, it has dried my lips quite a bit. So there it is on the skin. It is a true bright red crimson. Goes on very, very opaque, and it is definitely matte. It is definitely not runny to where it's going to bleed or feather. And it's long-lasting, definitely long-lasting. However, it is fairly drying. I mean, it doesn't feel dry just doing that, but when you've had it on for a little while and then you take it off, your lips are pretty dried out. So not a huge fan. There are long-last matte lipsticks that are not quite so drying, like Urban Decay. So anyway, not a great one on that one. Upcoming reviews, I picked up a couple of e.l.f. palettes at Target, and I'm really kind of shocked at how nice they're turning out. I will review them in more detail later, but this is the e.l.f. Everyday Smoky palette. Look at those beautiful colors. And then this is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette. This has wonderful colors. So, and as I'm using them, I'm finding them to be really soft and pigmented. So I will be doing a full review on both of those soon. Good night, bye, see you next time.